Hello and welcome everyone to Be the Hero. I'm your host, Tony Hooker, and this podcast is dedicated to helping you become a person of action so you can find your passion and become the hero of your own story. Let's get started. Well, hello, my fellow heroes, and welcome to episode 46. Today's episode is brought to you by Audible. Now, for listeners of Be the Hero, Audible is offering a free audiobook download with a free 30-day trial to give you the opportunity to check out their service. To download your free audiobook, go to audibletrial.com/hero. Now, you can pick from over 180,000 titles. You can pick from books like Jump by Steve Harvey, The 5-Second Rule by Mel Robbins, or The 10X Rule by Grant Cardone. Now, this is a book I'm going through on Audible right now myself, but the choice is yours. I use Audible on a daily basis, and it has changed the way I consume books forever. Now, I want you to understand that this is an affiliate link, so if you sign up for a free trial, I will receive a commission for your support. But if you'd like to, check out their service and download your free audiobook today. Go to audibletrial.com/hero. Again, that's audibletrial.com/hero for your free audiobook. All right, everybody, let's talk about failure. In an effort to pump up clients and audiences, many motivators and coaches are quick to tout the virtues of success and the process of pursuing it. But there is a vital piece to the success puzzle that often gets glossed over until it happens, and that is failure. Now, I'm not saying that failure is ignored altogether when it comes to the success conversation, but it surely does not gain the same attention as the happy messages of going for your dreams and reaching goals and finding success. And I get it. We all want to concentrate on the happy side of the success journey. But the thing is, failure is one of the most important parts of that journey. In fact, without failure, we won't learn what real success is. Failure is necessary. It's essential to our journey. And I would tell you that we cannot find, achieve, or appreciate success without it. So today I wanted to give you 3 steps to reframe failure and help make it a productive part of your success journey. Number 1 is to take responsibility for the failure. When failure occurs, it hurts. It stings. Flat out, let's face it, failure sucks. And when it happens, most of us just want to hide our faces in shame, and we hope that the world wasn't watching when we made our mistake. But God knows there will be somebody there to point it out, no matter how hard we try to keep people from noticing. Now, failure is never fun, and truth be told, most people go through life trying to act like failure doesn't happen in their lives. But as heroes, we don't get that option. We've made the declaration that we are going to strive for success in all areas of our lives. And that means our successes and our failures are going to be seen, some of them public even. Now, I know dealing with failure in full view of our family and friends and our peers is never easy, but the way to begin dealing with failure is to take responsibility for it. We have to take responsibility for the failure. And I know that's a hard pill to swallow, but I can't put it any plainer than that. You can't get beyond failure unless you're willing to take responsibility for what happened. Now, this is a tough one for most because, let's be honest, when things go wrong, people in general start playing the blame game. And you know what I'm talking about. That moment when things go wrong and we instantly start pointing fingers at everyone else in the room. And it's almost involuntary that we start to spew this narrative that it's not my fault. But you can't get caught up in the blame game. Blaming others goes against everything we are about as heroes. Being the hero is about claiming the power to change your life. And playing the blame game robs you of that power, or more to the point, you are giving up your power when you start to play that dangerous game. The appeal of blaming someone else isn't too hard to see if you really look at it. After all, if the failure is someone else's fault, that means you don't have to do anything about it. But this mentality, this state of mind, has you playing the victim, not the hero. And you will not, I repeat, you will not find the success you're after if you live your life this way. Keep your power in the situation and take responsibility for what has happened. Don't point fingers, don't blame anyone else. Take responsibility. Taking responsibility for the situation isn't about blaming anyone. In fact, it's not even about blaming yourself. It's about taking charge. That's right, taking charge for what has happened, taking responsibility for it, puts the ball squarely in your court. And then you can move on to step 2, just finding out why the failure happened. Failures happen for a reason. Now, sometimes it's obvious and sometimes it isn't. Either way, you need to find out why the failure happened. This is where you need to become sort of an investigator and search out all the possible variables that may have contributed to the less than stellar results achieved. This means looking at your product or service, looking at your team, and equally important, looking at yourself. No one is immune to the scrutiny in this process, and neither is any part of your planning and execution. A critical look at every aspect of the failure will help you decide what has to change to keep the failure from happening again. You might have to test new products, new people, new processes, or presentations to eliminate the failure that derailed your first attempt. And once you've tested and created a new plan, it's time to go for it again. Now, one thing to remember here is that your solutions may work the first time, they may not. But you have to keep analyzing and tweaking until you reach the desired result. Also, many solutions are not evergreen. That means over time, attitudes, desires, and situations are going to change, which means a solution that worked 6 months ago might lose its effectiveness and cause you to go back to the drawing board again. The takeaway here is that you need to be prepared to take a good hard look and change things to improve, even if that thing or person who needs to change is you. And the third step on our list is to realize that failure is actually the foundation of your success. You know, there's a saying that goes, if you haven't failed, you haven't tried. And I don't really know who said it, but I believe it's true. If you're going to change your life, if you're going to put in the work, you're going to have setbacks. You will experience failure. And even though it's hard to deal with sometimes, it is part of the journey. If you never run into failure on your path to success, I would actually start to wonder if you're on the path to success at all. My fellow heroes, the most capable people in the world experience failure. No one is immune to it. Now, these failures are an opportunity to make change, and making changes will refine your approach and increase your effectiveness in the future. Use your failures as fuel to fight harder for your dreams and goals, because each failure is actually a turning point, and you can use it to turn away from success, or you could reframe the failure and use it as a stepping stone toward success. The choice is up to you. And I would say that the very fact that you're listening to this podcast tells me that you will reframe your failures and stand on them to reach your ultimate success. I want to thank you so much for listening today. I look forward to being with you again next week. In the meantime, if you enjoyed this podcast, please take time to rate it and leave comments. I'd also encourage you to hit the subscribe button so you'll always receive the latest episode of Be the Hero when it comes out. You can provide feedback by sending an email to feedback@betheheronow.com. Until next time, my friends, failure happens. It's inevitable. You can use failure as a reason to stop, or you can use failure to form the foundation of your success. If you use these 3 steps and reframe the failure, you will overcome it. You will find success, and you will be the hero.